moving violations as well as hours of service detention. You can determine your own roadside risk with 48 state rankings in many inspection and violation categories. Download the full report via overdriveonline.com. Navigate to the regulations section to find the CSA's Data Trail 2022 update. That's overdriveonline.com in the regulations section. And check out CSA's Data Trail 2022 update today.
You know, truck drivers play a critical role in our economy, hauling almost everything we buy. These men and women are the unsung heroes and the backbone of America. When our heroes need support, they turn to the St. Christopher Truckers Relief Fund. The St. Christopher Truckers Relief Fund is a 501c3 truck driver charity that steps in to cover necessity household items when an injury or illness takes a driver off the road. Learn more and donate today at truckersfund.org. That's truckersfund.org.
News Radio 1440 is WLWI AM and 95.1 HD3 FM of Montgomery, a Cumulus media station. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. There is tornado devastation in historic Selma, Alabama this morning. But first, the death of rock and roll royalty. Elvis' only child, Lisa Marie Presley, is gone at the age of 54. In 2005, she told CBS Sunday Mornings,
I think anything aside from me when you see me in an interview or music is a misconception.
Correspondent Steve Futterman has more from Los Angeles.
Paramedics came to the home of Lisa Marie Presley to respond to a medical emergency. There they administered CPR. They then took her to a nearby suburban LA hospital. Doctors, though, were not able to save her. Her death was announced by her mother, Priscilla. In a statement, she said, "It's with a heavy heart I must share the devastating news that my beautiful daughter has left us."
Lisa Marie's last Instagram post expressed continued grief over her son's suicide in 2020. Now to the south, where dozens of tornadoes have torn through several states, killing at least 7 people and demolishing buildings just steps from the famed Edmund Pettus Bridge. CBS's Jared Hill.
Selma, Alabama, smack dab in the middle of a line of more than 30 suspected deadly tornadoes.
They tore out the chimney, flipped the car. I mean, it's bad out here. It's bad.
Dozens of homes and buildings, now piles of rubble and mangled metal. One twister pulling the roof off a small-town medical center.
A 6-year-old boy in Georgia was killed when a tree fell on the car he was in. President Biden says he'll cooperate with newly appointed special prosecutor Robert Hur, who's overseeing the investigation into 2 separate sets of documents marked classified, linked to his time as vice president. CBS's Tom Foti takes a closer look.
How similar are the document cases and special counsel investigations of President Biden and Trump? Not very, says ex-prosecutor Lori Levinson at Mar-a-Lago. She says
over 100 classified documents that were found, and also that there had been representations that there were no such documents, that everything had been turned over.
But from Republican House Speaker Kevin McCarthy,
they knew this has happened to President Biden before the election, but they kept it a secret from the American public.
The price of a new Tesla is going down. The Wall Street Journal's just reporting the company is cutting prices by nearly 20% to lure new buyers as demand drops for Elon Musk's EVs. An answer to the question, Rihanna released a trailer overnight teasing her performance at Super Bowl halftime.
It's been 2,190 days.
Rihanna, who waited to get over, teases her first live performance in 6 years in the 30-second spot, pressing an index finger to her lips in a sign of hush. This is CBS News.
Nobody should have to pay for one-size-fits-all insurance coverage. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out hard-stopping letters, aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let the tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks that the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands. Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, they'll fight to get you the best deal possible. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
2 more states are banning TikTok on government phones. Democratic Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers has ordered the use of the popular Chinese-owned app TikTok on state government phones to stop, after he says he consulted with the FBI and emergency management officials and learned of potential risks to privacy, safety, and security. North Carolina Democratic Governor Roy Cooper has signed an order that prohibits the use of TikTok, WeChat, and potentially other applications that present cybersecurity risks on state devices. It comes amid a push for a federal ban and after nearly half of the states nationwide have blocked TikTok. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News. You'll be paying more to watch some of your favorite shows on HBO Max.
I always have a memorable time. Always.
The ad-free plan is up to $16 a month. That's $1 more than subscribers had been paying in the first price hike since the service launched in 2020. HBO says it'll improve programming and customer experience. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
How do you and your staff get things done? Teamwork. When a team works together, they can do anything. That's why all of us at Janny King, the King of Clean, are excited to team up with you. At Janny King, our team has been working together for over 35 years, cleaning your places for work, education, medical attention, eateries, stadiums, and worship. Let our team help your team. Go to JannyKingCleans.com and trust your clean to the king. That's JannyKingCleans.com. Janny King, the King of
Hey, you've been borrowing your buddy's tractor long. It's time to get your own John Deere from SunSouth. SunSouth makes owning a John Deere easy and affordable with financing as low as 0% interest. Right now, you can drive off in a 1-Series tractor with loader starting around $200 a month. Watch out, if you have a John Deere, your friends may start clearing out the go. Quality John Deere equipment is SunSouth. Equipment knows that too.
If you have ever thought about remodeling your bathroom but were worried it would take too long or cost too much, then stop worrying. Right now, Jacuzzi Bath Remodel has designed a collection of high-quality custom products and perfected the one-day remodeling experience so you can enjoy your new bathroom faster than ever before. It's a worry-free bath remodel from the most trusted brand name in the business, Jacuzzi. For a virtual or in-home appointment, call 800-826-9895. That's 800-826-9895. 800-826-9895.
Guys, are you getting up multiple times a night to use the bathroom? As we get older, so do our prostates, and that can mean urinary problems that affect our sleep and quality of life. Life is better outside the bathroom. Real Health's Prostate Complete can help you relieve those annoying and painful prostate symptoms. Available at Walmart or visit Real Health. Moment where you take a deep breath and change the focus from the problem to the problem solver. This is very times in people's lives and anyone else on scale. The scale on doses for on somebody that 10 decades later. The Sean Ryan Show on YouTube or wherever you listen.
Don't miss Sean Hannity. Biden Incoherently appears live this afternoon at 2 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Your WSFA First Alert weather forecast on News Radio 1440.
See big store-wide at the truckload event at Lowe's happening now. For a limited time, get up to 50% off select tools and accessories. Shop the event in-store or online today. Valid 12/29 through 1/25. All supplies on selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for details.
It's not going to be a pleasant day, but at least it's much quieter than yesterday. It's going to be an overcast day, clouds, windy, and cold. Temperatures will stay in the 40s all day long, feeling like 30. It could even be a few sprinkles. For tonight, clouds will still be around. We're down into the 20s and low 30s. Tomorrow, we're up in the upper 40s. Sunshine returns.
I Watch Traffic, brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. So far, so good on your Friday the 13th. No major problems or accidents are being reported. Check with the surrounding counties very clear. Interstate system equipment is moving from Plant Albany, Greenwood, and 331 south out of the southern end out of Troy. So very much so. If you got a new pump in your house, this Fence has both indoor and outdoor systems. It's an exciting time to add Fur Buddy to your life. Call Vicky at Invisible Fence 265-2585. Buckle up, it's the law. Montgomery Skywalk traffic is the major run. Why don't you drive the rest now?
Good morning, I'm Jeff Davis. Here's what's happening in the news on this Friday. Governor Kay Ivey declared a state of emergency in 6 Alabama counties. Search for survivors is cleanup will continue all over the state today after a massive tornado outbreak on Thursday. There have been 6 confirmed fatalities in Posey County and 12 people rushed to the hospital. Chicago County schools are operating today for COVID. Search for survivors will continue at 7 o'clock this morning in Dallas, Kansas City, Selma, Lexington. All Selma City schools are closed on account of the plans for Tennessee. Selma Mayor James Perkins asking people to stay in their homes and off the streets. This emergency continues. National Weather Service cannot confirm how many tornadoes hit from New York. The Federal Aviation Administration is blaming terror for the computer meltdown Wednesday, affecting air traffic all over the country. Officials say the system failure was caused by computers not following the correct procedure or accessing the notice of their emissions database. It led to a 19-minute ground stop and 6,000 flights today. Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's Medishare. Maybe you've heard switching to Medishare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month. And that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for Medishare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Medishare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. Very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Texting enrolls you in Maria Carey automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that on TV. Is it for real?
Oh yeah, the patented key ingredient is something called Testofen, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym, and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text.
Text TIGER to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast. Absolutely free. Text TIGER to 321-321. That's TIGER to 321-321.
Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
Hi, this is Tom Layton with Penny Earning Concrete Technologies. For years, you've heard me talking about our concrete projects, from stamped and patterned concrete to foundations to commercial manufacturing, driveways to commercial parking lots, even heavily invested in polished concrete for durable and inexpensive long-term service. What you may not know is we have equipment for clearing lots for construction, clearing and ridding land of scrub and underbrush. We cut roads, clear fence lines, clear pond dams, and pretty much any application where land is overgrown. We have mulchers that can grind underbrush into shreds and return it to nature for compost. Our equipment is minimally invasive, not disturbing and upturning your property where additional grading might be necessary. To clean or clear your property, call Penny Earn at 334-284-9292 and let us transform your overgrown property into a manageable and productive one. Check us out on Facebook at Transformers or call 334-284-9292.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, Trying to find a needle in a haystack? Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job in ZipRecruiter get a quality benefit through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Adventure X card with Capital One makes you premium extravaganza. Perfect for seeing Taylor Swift the Eras Tour. Presented by Capital One. Oh, I love her. Earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel.
Enjoy your stay at this vacation.
13? That's Taylor's lucky number. Adventure X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details. Making New Year's resolution is easy to beat. Help protect your identity and finances with LifeLock Identity Theft Protection. LifeLock detects identity threats you can't miss on your own. And if you become a victim, LifeLock will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses. LifeLock by Norton makes it easy to help protect yourself. Join now and save up to 25% off your first year. Go to LifeLock.com. Use promo code NEWS.
Telling it like it really is. It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440.
Here we go.
Sometimes you need to reset. Refocus on your day. The moment where you take a deep breath and change the focus from the problem to the problem solver. This is Decisions with Kevin Elkins.
And good morning, Montgomery, Alabama. It is time to rise and shine once again. For it is another day, one more, that you're on top of the ground and the ground's not on top of you. Good morning to you. I'm Kevin Elkins, and this is News Radio 1440. It is time for our daily bread, a word from on high, something to change your perspective or give you a new one. Either way, it's good for the soul. It is January the 13th. Today's daily bread is simply entitled The Crowd. Our scripture insight today comes from Romans 9:1-5. Romans 9:3 says, I could wish that I myself were cursed and cut off from Christ for my people's sake. Govern yourselves accordingly. Good morning. And again, it is January the 13th, 2023. It is a day, one more, that has never been. And it is a day that shall never, ever come again. And once it's gone, you don't get a do-over. You don't get it back. You don't get to summon it from the past. You don't get to come back and do all the things that you should have done this day. And you don't. And you don't get to come back and do the things you should have done that you didn't. So whatever it is that you do with this day, make sure that if tomorrow should be, you be proud of what you have done on this day, January the 13th, 2023. Benjamin Elijah May said, whatever we do in life, we should do it so well, no man living, no man dead, no man yet to be born can do it any better. And I say, if that is the standard by which you live your life, you shall always be successful. Oh, you'll fail at a thing or two. We all do. But you'll never be a failure until you quit. We say, give up if you must. Rest if you can. But you never, ever give up. Because quitters don't win. And winners, while they may fail at a thing or two, they never quit. Martin Luther King said, if you cannot run, walk. If you cannot walk, crawl. But whatever you do, keep moving forward. My mother used to say that nothing beats a failure but a try. One foot in front of the other. Keep moving forward. Don't ever give up, because quitters don't win, and winners never quit. And no matter what happens on this day, January the 13th, 2023, no matter what happens, it is still a great day to be alive. Today's Daily Bread, again, the crowd, for your edification. And we'll be back right after this.
Welcome to today's encouragement from Our Daily Bread. I'm Bill Crowder, and I titled our reading, The Crowd. Men have been found to resist the most powerful monarchs and to refuse to bow down before them, observed philosopher and author Hannah Arendt. She added, but few indeed have been found to resist the crowd, to stand up alone before misguided masses, to face their implacable frenzy without weapons. As a Jew, Arendt witnessed this firsthand in her native Germany. There's something terrifying about being rejected by the group. The Apostle Paul experienced such rejection. Trained as a Pharisee and rabbi, his life was turned upside down when he encountered the resurrected Jesus. Paul had been traveling to Damascus to persecute those who believed in Christ. After his conversion, the apostle found himself rejected by his own people. In his letter we know as 2 Corinthians, Paul reviewed some of the troubles he faced at their hands, among them beatings and imprisonments. Rather than responding to such rejection with anger or bitterness, Paul longed for them to come to know Jesus too. He wrote in Romans chapter 9, I have great sorrow and unceasing anguish in my heart, for I could wish that I myself were cursed and cut off from Christ for the sake of my people. As God has welcomed us into his family, may he also enable us to invite even our adversaries into relationship with him. Today's Our Daily Bread devotional scripture reading is from Romans chapter 9, verses 1 through 5. I speak the truth in Christ. I am not lying. My conscience confirms it through the Holy Spirit. I have great sorrow and unceasing anguish in my heart, for I could wish that I myself were cursed and cut off from Christ for the sake of my people, those of my own race, the people of Israel. Theirs is the adoption to sonship. Theirs the divine glory, the covenants, the receiving of the law, the temple worship, and the promises. Theirs are the patriarchs, and from them is traced the human ancestry of the Messiah, who is God over all, forever praised. Amen. Let's pray. Loving God, help us to point others to you and a place in your kingdom despite personal hurt or disappointment. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Today's encouragement was provided by Our Daily Bread Ministries.
Okay.
Court. Oh, Tid. Who?
Time to rise and shine, Montgomery. No PT today, though.
Airborne, every day, we run
To the sun,
no sweat,
not yet. Down in the mess hall on my knees. We got nothing to eat but a can of beans.
Nothing to eat but a can of beans.
The bread was moldy and the meat was bad.
It was moldy.
It's a Friday morning, time to roll. Darn well that you can't eat that.
Hey, you know darn well that you can't eat that. Here we go, all the way, gotta be
Rough and tough,
rough and tough.
airborne, all the way. When I was young, always wanted to be in the 82nd Airborne, knees in the breeze. Now that I'm here, I'm gonna do it right. Jump from an aircraft while in flight.
Airborne, all the way, driving on, all the way, airborne, all the way, driving on. Early one morning in the drizzling rain.
Well, I picked up my parachute and boarded the plane. Jump master said 1 minute to go. Rewrite me to the clearing glow.
All the way, air.
Yeah. Motivation first thing in the morning.
All the way.
No PT though, guys. No PT.
Way, driving on. Here we go, all the way, gotta be
Rough and tough, airborne, all the way. All right. Now we pay homage to all of our armed forces of the United States of America, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Coast Guard, and Space Force. I don't quite know what they do, but they supposedly do something. So we're going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Okay? Good morning to you, Montgomery. It's time to rise and shine. The United States Army, whose motto is, not quite sure this year. I'll let you know later. The United States Navy. The United States Coast Guard, whose motto is Semper Paratus, which simply means always, always ready. The United States Air Force, good morning to the folks out at Gunner and Maxwell Air Force Base. Yeah, we like to call those guys our local top guns. Oh, yeah. But not too far away as Fort Benning to back them up if they need it. Oh, yeah, and me. I'm just saying. last but certainly not least, their motto is Semper Fidelis, but they cut it short to Semper Fi. But whether it's Semper Fidelis or Semper Fi, it all means the same thing. Always, not sometimes, but always faithful. The United States Marine Corps. Good morning, Jarheads. Semper Fi. Okay, I may need to tell you that story one more time. I know, I said I wouldn't, but I may. We'll be back with our thingamajigger when we come back. Yeah, thingamajigger is what I call it when I can't think what to call it. We'll be back. Oh yeah, my audio presentation for motivation today. We'll be back.
Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440. Sponsored by Lowe's. MVP's bonus days are back for pros at Lowe's. Now through January 20th, pros save and earn bonus points on top brands like DeWalt. Join Lowe's MVP's program today and shop bonus days only at Lowe's.
It's not going to be a pleasant day, but at least it's much quieter than yesterday. It's going to be an overcast day, clouds, windy, and cold. Temperatures will stay in the 40s all day long, feeling like the 30s. There could even be a few sprinkles. For tonight, clouds will still be around. We're down into the upper 20s and low 30s. Tomorrow, we're up in the upper 40s. Sunshine returns. Sunshine again Sunday in the upper 50s. That's your First Alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. So far, so good on your Friday the 13th. No major problems or accidents are being reported. Check with the surrounding counties. They're clear. Interstate systems moving smoothly from Clanton, Albany, Greenville, and 231 south out of Wetumpka, north out of Troy, still carrying light traffic. If you've got a new puppy in your home, Invisible Fence has both indoor and outdoor systems. It's an exciting time to add a fur buddy to your life. Call Vicki at Invisible Fence 265-2585. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major Delay.
Why are you driving around town on those old bald tires? Do you like living dangerously? Say no to old, bald, and dangerous. For all your tire needs, Chico's Auto Pros, 239-9510.
There isn't a bigger game in the world than Fortnite. While the game is on every platform imaginable, it's absent from one major market, the Apple App Store. Back in 2020, developer Epic Games made it possible to avoid App Store fees for in-game purchases, and Apple responded by removing Fortnite from their store. Now, under a Digital Markets Act, Fortnite might be allowed to re-enter the massive Apple market. Are you hoping to play Fortnite on your iPhone?
The latest esports and gaming news. Find it online at checkpointxp.com.
Oh, won't you stick with me, baby? I'm going to make a lot of bread. I mean both money and actual bread. But right now I need dough, cause my delivery truck's dead. And by dough I need money. Trucks don't run on bread.
Owning a small business isn't always as lovely as it sounds, but with personalized discounts that save you money, Progressive Commercial keeps you humming along. Get a quote in as little as 6 minutes at progressivecommercial.com.
I need more dough, need with an N. I need more dough, need with a K.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Coverage and discounts not available for all vehicles or states. Policy terms and conditions apply.
It's a great time to visit Larry Puckett Chevrolet in Prattville. With the largest used car inventory in the river region, it's a great time to buy. They've got a tremendous selection of late model vehicles that give you like-new quality without new sticker pricing. The time to buy is now. As the new inventory picks up, they've got to make space. That means deals, deals, and more deals for you. Visit Larry Puckett Chevrolet in Prattville or shop online at larrypuckett.com. Larry Puckett Chevrolet, where the customers do the talking.
How do you and your staff get things done? Teamwork. When a team works together, they can do anything. That's why all of us at Janny King, the King of Clean, are excited to team up with you. At Janny King, our team has been working together for over 35 years, cleaning your places for work, education, medical attention, eateries, stadiums, and worship. Let our team help your team. Go to JannyKingCleans.com and trust your clean to the King. That's JannyKingCleans.com.
Janny King, the King of Clean.
Happy New Year. Eric Cresswell here from Tallahassee Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. And I want to invite you to our Start Something New sales event. Right now, you can save big
incentives to choose from. We're taking orders for the 2023 model, so it's a perfect time to order exactly what you want. Just stop in and let us look at your trade. We can run the numbers and I will guarantee your trade value to the car of your dreams arrives. Drive a little, save a lot. SouthSeaAutomotive.com. Start something new sales event ends January 31st.
Face it, you've been borrowing your buddy's tractor long enough. It's time to get your own John Deere from SunSouth. And SunSouth makes owning a John Deere easy and affordable with financing as low as 0% interest. Right now, you can drive off in a 1-Series tractor with loader starting around $200 a month. But watch out, if you have a John Deere, your friends may start appearing out of nowhere. For quality John Deere equipment, visit SunSouth. Equipment for those that do.
Restrictions apply. See dealer for details. Expires January 31, 2023.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey, Wisconsin.
Hey, good morning. You're heading to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now, but I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code WIN for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code WIN for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code WIN.
Telling it like it really is.
That's the fact, Jack!
It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440.
Okay, and we are back. Good morning, everybody. It's Friday morning. It is a, won't be here Monday. I know I just took 2 weeks off, a couple weeks ago, but, 21 years I never took a vacation, so, I'm trying to make up for it. But anyway, MLK Day. And don't forget the MLK festivities on Monday. There's going to be a parade and all that stuff downtown, I believe. I'm supposed to be in it. I think I will. So anyway, check that out. But right now, we are going to give you, this is about something that we all should be familiar with. We should all be familiar with being kind. And, we all like to think we're kind, but some of us not very kind sometimes. We kind of buttholes at times. I'm just saying. Me too. And sometimes, we need to check ourselves and do the things. And of course, our prayers and our condolences go to the folks in Selma, Alabama, who got I think we had 6 fatalities down there yesterday, and I was sitting in the house. It's an amazing thing. I was sitting there and not really knowing what was going on outside, and came out the house and I saw a bunch of garbage cans all up and down the road on the. So I guess some of us got a little wind, and some of us got a little bit more than wind. But remember our people. Was that to the west of us? Selma is, I believe it is. But anyway, be on the lookout for what we can do. Some of the folks down there too. Okay. But if you got extra this and extra that, a lot of people are going to need things down there. But we'll get that information to you as soon as it is available to us. Okay. So as soon as it's available to us, we will we'll get it to you. All right. 860-1440 is the number here, but we ain't taking calls right now. I don't know why I said the number anyway. So let's just talk about our, it's called Be Kind. And Lord knows the world can use a lot of things, but it certainly can use some kindness each and every day. We'll be back.
That wonderful concept, that vital virtue that unfortunately and regrettably is often forgotten, the virtue of kindness, being kind. I want you to hear a story. 20 years ago, I drove a cab for a living. When I arrived at 2:30 in the morning, The building was dark except for a single light in a ground floor window. Under these circumstances, many cab drivers would just honk once or twice, wait a minute, then drive away. But I had seen too many impoverished people who depended on taxis as their only means of transportation to drive away. Unless the situation smelled of danger, I always went to the door. So I walked to the door and knocked. Just a moment, answered a frail, elderly voice. For after a long pause, the door opened. A small woman in her 80s stood before me. By her side was a small nylon suitcase. Would you carry this bag out to the car for me? She said. I took the suitcase out and returned to assist the woman. She took my arm and walked slowly toward the curb. She kept thanking me for my kindness. It's nothing. I told her I just try to treat all my passengers the way I would want my mother treated. When we got in the cab, she gave me an address. Then she said, oh, by the way, could you drive through downtown? It's not the shortest way. Oh, I don't mind. I'm in no hurry. I'm on my way to a hospice. I looked in the rearview mirror and her eyes were glistening. I don't have any family left, she said, almost to herself. The doctor says I don't have very long. I quietly reached over, shut off the meter. What route would you like me to take? For the next 2 hours, we drove all around the city. She showed me the building where she had once worked as an elevator operator. We drove through the neighborhood where she and her husband had lived when they were newlyweds. She had me pull up in front of a furniture warehouse that had once been a ballroom where she had gone dancing as a girl. Sometimes she'd ask me to slow down in front of a particular building or corner. She would sit staring into the darkness, saying nothing. As the first hint of sun was creasing the horizon, she suddenly said, okay, I'm ready. Let's go now. We drove in silence to the address she had given me. It was a low building. 2 orderlies came out to the cab. As soon as we pulled up, they were solicitous and intent, watching her every move. They were expecting her. I opened the trunk, took out the small suitcase, carried it to the door. The woman was already seated in a wheelchair. How much do I owe you? She asked. No, you don't owe me anything, I said. Oh, you have to make a living, she answered. Oh, there are other passengers, I responded. Almost without thinking, I bent over and gave her a hug. She held on to me tightly. You gave an old woman a little bit of joy, she said. Thank you. I squeezed her hand, then walked into the dim morning light. Behind me, a door shut. It was the sound of the closing of a life. I drove aimlessly, lost in thought for the rest of the day. I could hardly talk. What if that woman had gotten in an angry driver earlier that morning, or one who was impatient? What if I had refused to take the run, or had honked once and driven away? On a quick review, I don't think I have done anything more important in all my life. I love that story. It sort of helps me allow life to make up its mind again. You need to remember that story. The times you will want to be anything but kind. Because it is so much easier to bear a grudge and hate in return, or get back, or get even. Hate destroys the vessel it's kept in. Revenge never healed a wound. There's one thing all of us have in common: we've been mistreated by somebody. Some of you have known abuse, misunderstanding, And all of this has a way of siphoning your tank of kindness. It can make you hard. And you can get on with hard. You can get along with it. In fact, some will even respect you more because you're tough. But I urge you not to be. Be kind, tenderhearted, forgiving one another. When I'm truly free of revenge and bitterness, there is plenty of room in my heart left for kindness. And not until. Do what's right. Do justice. Love kindness. Walk humbly with your God.
Maybe you were born a really nice person with a gentle, sweet personality, and being kind to people comes pretty naturally to you, but I think more of the globe is not that way than is. And the good news is we can change.
It's amazing what one kind word can do. We don't think anything about it, but to the other person, it breathes life into their spirit. Our words have the power to lift people, to help them get through a challenge, to push them into their destinies. When you tell someone, I love you, I'm proud of you, you did great on that project, you're not just being kind, those are healing words. We don't know what people are going through. They may smile on the outside, but on the inside, they're hurting, they're lonely, they're discouraged. Many people have wounds from the past, wounds from a relationship that didn't work out, wounds from people trying to push them down. Just a simple word of encouragement. I believe in you. I'm praying for you. A simple compliment. You look beautiful today. It's no big deal to you, but to them, it's helping heal the wounds. It's lifting their spirits. It's causing them to believe in themselves. Your words can be what keeps them moving forward. And God puts people in our lives on purpose so we can bring healing. Letting people know that you care does more than you imagine. You have the power to put someone on their feet. You have the power to keep them from falling into depression. You have the power to cause them to pursue their dreams. Be free with your compliments. You can think well of your friend all day long, but if you never tell them, they'll never know. God wouldn't have brought it up if he didn't want you to tell them. He wouldn't have put that thought in you if the other person didn't need it. You may not know them. It may not make sense to you, but God knows what he's doing. There's a reason they need your healing. Don't withhold it. Don't try to reason it out. In my early 20s, a young man started coming up to the gym to play basketball with us. He was a loner. He was very unfriendly, very cold. He never talked. Even during the games, he wouldn't interact with us. Most of the guys just ignored him. But something down in here told me to reach out to him and make him feel welcome. I found out that his name was Bo. When he would come into the gym, I would go over and say, "Hey, Bo, it's great to see you today." He never said anything. He just hit his chest twice and walked away. I didn't know what that meant, but I hit my chest twice and walked away. This went on for several years. I saw him 4 or 5 times a week. Well, I stopped playing basketball there, and I hadn't seen Bo in over 20 years. One Sunday, he showed up at church. I saw him afterwards. I thought, where do I know this guy from? He said, "I'm Bo. We used to play basketball together." That's the most I'd ever heard him talk. He went on to tell how he grew up in the projects. At 14, he started living on his own. Nobody wanted him. He never felt loved or accepted. He said, "One of the main reasons I went up to the gym was to hear you say, 'Great to see you today,' because nobody had told me that they were glad to see me." Those simple words, letting him know that I cared, were like life-giving water. Today, Bo is married. He introduced me to his children. He's setting a new standard for his family. What am I saying? Nobody is in your life by accident. Don't ignore what you feel on the inside. That compassion to encourage them, that desire to be their friend. Take time to make them feel loved. It doesn't have to be something big. Just good to see you. I believe in you. I'm praying for you. Just let them know that you care.
To be kind doesn't take a lot of energy, doesn't take a lot of thought, but it must be done, I think, on purpose. Anyway, good morning to you. All right. You know what time it is? 6:49 in the morning. It's time for the lessons of life as well as the word of the day. Now, I got that word of the day someplace here. Let me find it. I got it. I got it here someplace. It's here on the computer. I got it someplace. Where is my word of the day? Oh, there it is right there. Okay, there we go. There we go. Anyway, good morning to you. I hope this day finds all of you well and feeling pretty good, as a matter of fact. All right, the word of the day. Now, the word of the day is an interesting word of the day because I helped my son name his businesses, see, and I gave him this word because at the time I was brilliant and didn't know it, and but it's a great word if you understand the meaning of it, and he named his business this, as a matter of fact. So the word of the day means to indulge in the process or practice of thinking or telling about past experiences. Okay? And the word is reminisce. R-E-M-I-N-I-S-C-E. Reminisce. Okay? R-E-M-I-N-I-S-C-E. Basically, it is remembering the past. And how that's done, of course, is up to you. But to reminisce, don't do that while you're driving. Okay, I'm just saying, you might not want to reminisce while you're driving. Pay attention to the road, you know. But if you're sitting at a nice little restaurant or Popeyes or somewhere and you got a good sweet tea in front of you and you're remembering about the past and, you know, how we all, there's a philosophy I have. There's a theory I have about the past. No matter what happens to us, no matter what happened to us, it's always remembered fondly. And there's a reason for that. If you haven't heard my explanation for that, well, you'll like hearing it because there's a reason why the past is always remembered fondly, no matter how hard it was. And I'll give you that one of these days. Okay, so the word of the day is reminisce. Now, the lessons of life today, lessons of life are things you learn strictly by just living. Okay. And the one thing, and this is as a matter of fact, that if anybody's interested in going to 50/50s past today, I don't know what you call that when you go pay homage and pay honor to the fallen. Is it awake? I don't think it's awake. I don't know what it is. I think it's anyway, I think it's gonna. What is the name of that funeral home? He's gonna be. I think he'll be in state at that funeral home day. But before the show is over, hopefully today I'll get it to you. Okay. Anyway, this is a lesson of life that if you haven't figured it out yet, you will. Okay. And it is about the one thing that the laws of it are immutable. The laws of it never will change. As long as the earth survives, there's a law. This is a law that will never, ever, ever change. No matter how much you want it to, no matter how much you think it ought to, no matter how unfair you may think it is, it will never change. And that is the law of time. You can't stop it, you can't shorten it, and you can't extend it. But time is a limited resource. It is not reusable. It is not transferable. It is a wedge between now and eternity. Please use it wisely, as if you won't get any more, because you won't. Make a difference in your life. But more importantly, make a difference in somebody else's life. Somebody's life needs to be made different or better because they met you. Use that time wisely. I know it's kind of tough, but somebody ought to benefit for you. Don't just go through use your time and go through life and merely just exist. Okay? Time, again, is a limited resource. It is not reusable or transferable. It is a wedge. It is a thing that keeps us between now and eternity. So please use it wisely, as if you won't get any more, because truth be told, you won't. Use your time to make a difference. It is January the 13th. It is the 13th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar. There are 352 days left in this year. Hopefully we'll get to see them all. 1908, Rhodes Opera House fire in Boyerton, Pennsylvania, kills 171 people. On this day, 1910, the first public radio broadcast takes place, a live performance of the operas. Okay. In 1915, the 6.7 I believe it's called Avezzano earthquake shakes the province of L'Aquila in Italy with a maximum, okay, killing about 29,000 people. Actually, 29,978, and 32,610 others were misplaced. In 1920, the Reichstag bloodbath of January 13th, 1920, the bloodiest demonstration of German history. The year was 1935. A plebiscite, whatever that is, Saraland shows that 90.3% of those voting wished at that time to join the Nazi Germany. 1939, the Black Forest bushfires burned 20,000 square kilometers of land in Australia, claiming the lives of 71 people. 1950 was the year British submarine HMS Truculent collides with an oil tanker in the Thames, killing 64 men. The year was 1950. Finland forms the diplomatic relations with the People's Republic of China. 1951, the first Indochina War, the Battle of Vinh Yen begins. 1953, an article appears in the Pravda accusing some of the most prestigious and prominent doctors, mostly Jews, in the Soviet Union of taking part in a vast plot to poison members of the top Soviet political and military leadership. The year was 1958. The Moroccan Army of Liberation ambushes a Spanish patrol in the Battle of Etcheira, or close to that anyway. 1963, the results of an assassination of President Sylvanus Olympio of Togo. I don't know how that. Boy, I should look at these names before I come on here. 1964, anti-Muslim riot breaks out in Calcutta in response to the anti-Hindu riots in East Pakistan. About 100 people are killed. And 1964, in Manchester, New Hampshire, 14-year-old Pamela Mason is murdered. Edward Coolidge is tried and convicted of the crime, but the conviction is set aside by the landmark Fourth Amendment case, Coolidge versus New Hampshire, in 1971. Interesting. 1966, Robert C. Weaver became the first African-American cabinet member when he is appointed United States Secretary of Housing, Urban, and Development. And those are just some of the things, just some of the things that happened on this day. Okay, so you guys take it easy. We'll be back after this great break here. If I can find there my musical right there. Okay, so we're gonna find that. Okay, can we go there? Can we go there right now? Okay. Oh, too late. We'll be back.
WSFA 12 News Update on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, I'm Jed Davis. Here's what's happening in the news on this Friday. Governor Kay Ivey has declared a state of emergency in 6 Alabama counties. The search for survivors and cleanup will continue all over the state today after a massive tornado outbreak on Thursday. There are at least 6 confirmed fatalities in Autauga County, and 12 people were rushed to the hospital. Autauga County schools will be operating today, but only virtually. The search for survivors will continue at 7 o'clock this morning in Dallas County, where the city of Selma took a direct hit. All Selma City schools are closed while they try to figure out a plan for next week. And Selma Mayor James Perkins is asking people to stay in their homes and off the streets as emergency crews continue to clean up. The National Weather Service will be in town to confirm how many tornadoes hit and how strong they were. The Federal Aviation Administration is blaming human error for the computer meltdown Wednesday that grounded air traffic all over the country. Officials say the system failure was caused by some people not following the correct procedure while accessing the Notice to Air Missions database. It led to a 90-minute ground stop and 10,000 flights delayed.
News Radio 1440 is WLWI AM and 95.1 HD3 FM.
This is the CBS World News Roundup, presented by Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Deborah Rodriguez. We begin in the South, where dozens of reported tornadoes have wrought devastation and death. At least 7 people have been killed, including a 6-year-old boy who was riding in the car with his mother. Correspondent Omar Villafranca reports from Marbury, Alabama.
Oh my God! Shock and fear as a funnel cloud roars into sight. One of 35 reported tornadoes to strike the South Thursday.
Oh my God, this is the building beside us. I can't describe it, is it bad?
Montreal Cave's uncle and at least 5 others were killed when a reported tornado destroyed roughly 40 homes, shearing off roofs and shredding walls.
Lord have mercy.
Officials say the same tornado also ripped through Selma, Alabama.
Tens of thousands of people have no power. The storms were part of the same system that slammed California. CBS's Jared Hill says the death toll there continues to rise.
In Northern California, a woman's body found in a submerged car near the town of Spreckles, south of San Francisco. The Salinas River could crest at 25 feet by this morning. It was at 6 feet just a week ago.
2 days after she gave her blessing to 2022's movie Elvis at the Golden Globe Awards,
It was mind-blowing.
Lisa Marie Presley is gone. Her family says Elvis' only daughter suffered cardiac arrest before she was rushed to a hospital where she died. CBS's Steve Futterman is in L.A.
Lisa Marie Presley was born during the peak of her father's career. She was in the international spotlight pretty much her entire life. She was just 9 years old when Elvis Presley died. She recalled the night before he died, giving him a kiss goodnight. She would never see him alive again.
Lisa Marie Presley was 54. President Biden is facing a special counsel investigation into 2 separate batches of documents marked classified, found in an office in Washington and in his home in Wilmington, Delaware. Former federal prosecutor Lori Levinson says there is a difference from the Trump documents case.
Mar-a-Lago documents, there was a high quantity of documents, over 100 classified documents that were found, and also that there had been representations that there were no such documents, that everything had been turned over.
California hospitals report a spike in pot-related visits by seniors. Here's CBS's Stacey Lynn.
The study from UC San Diego showed a more than 1,800% increase in those 65 and up going to the ER because of marijuana. Some of the patients ended up there thinking they were having a stroke or early signs of dementia. Others suffered nasty falls after getting stoned.
S&P futures down 36. This is CBS News.
Nobody should have to pay for one-size-fits-all insurance coverage. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Attention, if you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out heart-stopping letters, aggressively garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it seem impossible to ever get out of debt. Don't let the tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, the #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in the Fresh Start Initiative, one of the biggest breaks that the IRS has ever offered. If you qualify, you could save thousands. Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, they'll fight to get you the best deal possible. Call Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
CBS's John Dickerson takes a look at the latest declassified information on UFOs.
The Director of National Intelligence released a report showing the number of reported UFO sightings has gone up in recent years. As of August 2022, there have been 510 confirmed reports of unidentified aerial phenomena. To compare, 144 were listed on the first report 2 years ago. Not all of them remain unidentified, though. Of all the newly reported sightings, 26 were drones, 163 were balloons, and 6 are attributed to what officials call clutter. But that leaves 171 sightings classified as uncharacterized.
Get them while they're hot this Friday the 13th. Someone could get very lucky tonight. If there's a winning Mega Millions ticket, it'll be worth $1.35 billion. That's the second largest prize in Mega Millions history. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can find ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hey, good morning. You're headed to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code WIN for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code WIN for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code WIN.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's Medi-Share. Maybe you've heard switching to Medi-Share to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for Medi-Share is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Medi-Share works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need, 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE, 855-51-BIBLE.
He's the voice of the conservative millennial.
Ben Shapiro.
The Ben Shapiro Show, tonight at 8 p.m. on News Radio 1440. Depend on it.
Okay, there we go. There we go.
Okay, so I'm a Michael Jackson fan. What can I tell you? The boy could sing. Anyway, good morning to you. Hope this day finds you well. It's a Friday morning. Friday, like holiday eve again. I know. So when's our next big holiday coming up? Memorial Day. I mean, because they get back. So I don't get off Valentine's Day. Okay, I don't get off President's Day. Okay, so I guess it's May. Is it May? Anything happening in April, February? Nah, March? Nah. I guess it'd be about May. Okay, so I gotta hang in there. Anyway, 7:09 in the morning. Our numbers are 860-1440. Again, our condolences go to all the folks in Selma who caught the blues because they actually, this is just it's a shame, but I guess those things kind of happen to you. Although the one thing that this weather down here has made it absolutely clear, we need insurance on our homes, and I know it's tough. It's tough sometimes to pay the mortgage, pay the insurance, everything going up. I don't know what's going to be done about it. So when Trump was in office, I didn't really worry about all this money stuff. Democrats get it off, and not that Trump was any great miracle worker either, but it did seem that we as a nation financially were a lot better off. Everything wasn't going up. Alabama Power sticking it to us every time they get a chance to. I thought they already took the bill. They said it starts next month or this month or something like that. My bill keeps going up anyway. Anyway, that's a whole different story. We can talk about that later on if you want to. But somebody sent me 50/50s thingamajig. When is this going to happen? Let me see. As soon as the things come up on my, well, that's what it looked like back in the day. Okay, then. He was scared, brother. Okay. Mr. James E. Dyson Jr., also known as 50/50, a resident, of course, of Montgomery, Alabama, passed away January the 6th, 2023. A funeral service will be held tomorrow, so it's tomorrow, January 14th. Where's it going to be at? At the chapel of Ross Clayton Funeral Home. Face masks are required. Okay, 50/50 was good Democrats. I understand that. Got to keep it up. Burial will follow at Greenwood Cemetery. James Lee to cherish his memories. His sisters, Joyce Dyson Hill, Esther Allen Lewis, brother-in-law, Edward M. Hill, and sister-in-law, and Angie Dyson. His children, retired Sergeant First Class D. Andrea S. Dyson, and others. He got a lot of people in there, so can't get them all. But I thought they was going to have a thing today at Ross Clayton. I guess where you just go over there and look at them and pay your condolences. But I guess they won't. I'm not sure. But it is on his funeral will be on 9 a.m. at the chapel, which is Saturday, tomorrow, which is January the 14th. So okay, so much for that. But Sergeant Major's gone, and he shall be missed. They still didn't put on how old he was because nobody knew how old he was. Nobody's seen it. I mean, how does anybody really know how old 50/50 was? I mean, normally they'll put that in the newspaper or something like that, but can't find. I guess that's one of those secrets that I'll never know. I guess I'll never know how old he was. Anyway, good morning to absolutely all of you this morning. Let's get to some of the top of the news this morning. First of all, the big news is the weather of yesterday. That's the big news. Selma got hit. Of course, Montgomery got hit a little bit about a month or so ago. Because it wasn't a little bit for the folks, of course, who went through it. But Selma really got it. And yes, I don't exactly know what happened there. Well, we know what happened there. Okay. And Governor Ivey, of course, it didn't seem to be too. They got those designations quite quick, and I guess they lost a few people. Anyway, 6 counties. I don't know why my computer. I don't know why my computer in this office won't give me the 6 counties. But let me see now. Okay, we're just gonna skip that right then and see what happened. And there were 6 fatalities in the Talga County, as a matter of fact. So it's been a tough day. It's been a tough day of those things. Okay, let me see. Okay, yeah, I'm waiting for more information about the people that were caught up in this terrible tragedy. Weather's nothing to play with. It's nothing to play with. And if in fact that you find yourself in a situation like that, don't be trying to drive your car, run from the tornado, because it will catch you. Just get in under a bridge or something or whatever, but don't try to outrun the tornado. Some have tried that and it did not work out well. Get out the car, as a matter of fact, and get in a low-lying ditch or something like that, or under a bridge or anything. But don't try to outrun the tornado, because they're going a lot faster than you think they are. Okay. All right then. Lisa Marie Presley, of course, the only child of Elvis Presley, dies at 54. And I didn't realize her son had committed suicide. Let me see here. Where's my phone? Oh, there my phone thing is right there. Good morning. Who's this? Yes. I'm doing fine. And you don't think we know that, Ed? Really, seriously. You tell me the same thing. You tell me the same thing every day. You don't think we know that, Ed? I mean, we know. No. Ed. Okay. I mean, you tell me the same thing every morning. I ain't mad at it. But we old enough now to understand the power of God. This is not the Sunday school class for 9-year-olds. This is not a Sunday school class for 9-year-olds. We know. All of us got about 50 years or more on us. We know it. I don't need a Sunday school lesson every day. I just don't need it every day. I'll let you talk. This got nothing to do with color, but you pretty much say the same thing every day. I'm just saying it gets monotonous after a while. The Bible has 66 books in it. 66. There's more in that book than anything else. I'm just saying. It's and I know since you're talking loud, because I just turned your mic down, your thing down. I mean, I'm just saying. I don't mind you calling, giving us the word, but go through the whole Bible. That's just to come with the same thing every day. We're not kids. We understand these things. Well, no, the time belongs to the good Lord, not you. I thought you understood that. Oh, because you say the same thing every morning, and we don't mind, but give us some more, give us something different. There are a whole lot of verses in the Bible. I mean, just give me something different every once in a while. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, there are a couple. Wait, there are a couple things about you I don't like, but it ain't personal. I mean, it ain't personal, but because Dad, you say the same thing every day. But he gave us a bunch of. We got a bunch of books. No, I like. Listen. Okay, hey, I give you 1 minute and then I'm gone. Then you gone too. All right. I gave you your minute. 860-1440 is the number. You want to give us a call? Love to talk to you, whatever on your mind. I love the way people tell me what I believe. Somebody wrote something, how are we going to charge our electric vehicles if a tornado comes and knocks out the power? You'll be walking. Won't be going to work that day. Man, we got a long way to go before we decide to put electric vehicles all across this country. We have, because see, unlike other countries, everybody that's poor can't afford a vehicle because they make it too difficult to own one. But in America, even the poorest people got vehicles, and if you make them all take electric vehicles, well, when the electricity goes out, how do we survive and get around? You got me on that one, brother. You got me on that one. Okay, you got me on that one. Talbot County Sheriff David Hill said the death happened in the old Kingston area, which is where the northern part of the county is. It appears that the same tornado that caused extensive damage in Selma moved into the old Kingston and Marlboro areas before heading into Elmore County near Alexander City and Tallapoosa County. Okay, so they lost six people in Autauga County. Wow, that's tough. That is tough. And again, the governor does issue a state of emergency for 6 counties. Unfortunately, our folks in Flatwood couldn't get that that designation for some reason. Here's an interesting article that came out in the news yesterday. Perry County Commission Chairman Albert Turner is indicted on voter fraud charges. Hey, again, everybody's innocent until proven guilty. Perry County Commission Chairman Albert Turner Jr. has been indicted on felony and misdemeanor, counts of voter fraud, according to Secretary of State John Merrill and District Attorney Michael Jackson. Now, Michael Jackson, of course, is the black. What's the black? He's going out. What's the black attorney? District attorney down there. Now, I think he got beat. In a statement from Merrill's office, it was announced that Turner had been indicted on voting multiple times and inserting multiple completed ballots into the tabulator at a polling location in Perry County during May 24th, 2022 primary election. The statement says that November 8th, 2022 general election, Turner had been indicted for ballot harvesting. It is alleged that Turner presented multiple completed absentee ballots for mailing at the U.S. Post Office. District Attorney Jackson says he has heard the cry from the citizens and the people running for office to clean the elections up in the Black Belt. Jackson says anyone who has any information on either of these indictments should call the Attorney General's office or the Secretary of State's office. Merrill spoke during a news conference relating to the number of voter fraud convictions since he took office in 2015. He says Alabama has had 7 convictions of voter fraud and 3 elections overturned within the last 8 years. When asked if this could affect the outcome of any of the elections held in May or in the general election, Merrill said it is not appropriate at this time to comment because of a lack of variables that factor into the decision of these matters are currently under investigation. Since January 9th, 2015, he had worked extraordinarily hard, so he said, to make it easy to vote and hard to cheat. Well, there may be some to that, and maybe some to that. But what he really has is, anyway, you have any information relating to the instances of voter fraud, please contact the Secretary of State's office at 242-7210. I got one, Secretary. I got one. My vote that I voted when I voted for my attorney friends for the judgeship got through in the garbage, along with 14,000 other people's votes. I'm just saying. I mean, so I think I think that's a now they won't see now. I'm all for voter integrity. I'm all for it. I'm all, but it seemed like to me voter integrity only matters if in some instances, because when a Democratic Party can take 14,000 votes, summarily throw them in the garbage can, okay. And when I voted for the attorney, what's his name? I can't think of his name now. And they threw the woman off what was Sabrina Martin. They threw her off the thing, and they threw my vote along with many other people's vote in the garbage. So now we're talking about little voter fraud, 7 people down there, but when I called Merrill's office, he told me that the party could do that. So the parties can commit voter fraud, throw your vote away, but an individual can't do his own. I'm just saying. So John, we got to get this thing straight here, bro. I mean, so you tell me that the Democrats can do it. They can throw your vote away. They can put people on a ballot for the general election that never ran in their own primary. I'm just saying. I mean, it just seems like there's a double standard here when it comes to the party and as opposed to the standard for the individual. So the party can manipulate, throw your ballots away, but an individual can't bring a couple extra. Come on, man. And I gotta take a break. We'll be back right after this. I'm just saying, he just took my vote and put it in the garbage. 14,000 people voted, and that's Sabrina Martin. And what's my other attorney's friend name? The guy's running. He got to get out more so I can remember his name. We'll be back.
Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples helps you start the new year off right with big savings on everything you need for your business. Now, Staples Reward members get $30 back in a Staples Store bonus when they spend $100. Rewards members only. Store bonus redeemable in store only. Offer ends 1/21. Save big at Staples.
It's not going to be a pleasant day, but at least it's much quieter than yesterday. It's going to be an overcast day, clouds, windy, and cold. Temperatures will stay in the 40s all day long, feeling like the 30s. There could even be a few sprinkles. For tonight, clouds will still be around. We're down into the upper 20s and low 30s. Tomorrow, we're up in the upper 40s. Sunshine returns. Sunshine again Sunday in the upper 50s. That's your First Alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Look for an accident on the North Boulevard there, just at the ramp from 65 northbound onto the North Boulevard. So please use caution if you're heading in that direction. Outside of that, we're looking pretty good. Finishing up an accident 331 northbound at East Old Hainville Road down in Montgomery County. Enjoy a movie at AMC Festival Plaza Theater. Then eat at the Bubbly Hen, Montgomery's newest restaurant. It's all at Festival Plaza. Taylor at Vaughn, a Collier's managed development. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch traffic, this is Major Delay.
Attention River Region listeners. Take advantage of 4 new tires with no money down at Chico's Auto Pros, Montgomery's #1 rated tire store. Chico's Auto Pros.
Trustworthy, up-to-date, dependable. We are your news station. News Radio 1440.
Are you looking to enhance the beauty of your home with new shades, blinds, shutters, or custom draperies? If so, Just Blinds wants you to experience the very best we have to offer by visiting our showroom in Prattville, where you'll always receive personal attention from our professional designers at no cost to you. Also, you'll be presented with a full range of window treatment options, and you'll experience firsthand the ease and comfort of motorized smart home options. Just Blinds is located at 1522 South Memorial Drive in Prattville.
The older your furnace is, the likelier it is for carbon monoxide to leak into your home. It is of the utmost importance to have your furnace checked annually. It is over 10 years old. Bill Bradley Services technicians are equipped with top-of-the-line CO detectors that will guarantee no carbon monoxide is seeping into your home. They will also check each aspect of your furnace to ensure it's operating at max efficiency, which will save you money down the road. Only $74.95 for guaranteed peace of mind.
Fix my home.
Number 8449.
Rabies is a viral disease that can infect all mammals, including humans. This is State Public Health Veterinarian Dr. D. Jones. Protect yourself, your family, and your pet, not just by staying away from wild animals that often carry the virus, but also by getting your pets vaccinated. Raccoons and bats are the most common carriers of the rabies virus. The first reaction may be to approach a strange-acting or injured animal. But oftentimes people are bitten or scratched while trying to help these animals. The best approach may be to contact your local animal control officers. If you are bitten or scratched by an animal, you should seek medical attention immediately. Although rabies is 100% fatal, it is also 100% preventable.
This is State Health Officer Dr. Scott Harris. For more information, visit our website, www.alabamapublichealth.gov.
The Jordan B. Peterson podcast with his very special two-part guest, Joe Rogan.
Oftentimes the last hour of a 3-hour podcast is the best hour.
Yeah, well, that intuition was certainly right and revolutionary.
Part of my revolutionary idea is just me being stubborn.
The Jordan B. Peterson podcast and special guest, Joe Rogan. Download it free and easy at Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from the Westwood One Podcast Network.
My name is Dale Pazinski, and this is how I live United. I volunteer with United Way, helping the homeless in my community by teaching computer skills and helping them build a basic resume to save on their very own USB drive. It's huge when somebody says, "Hey man, that job that you helped me apply for, I got it." My name is Dale Pazinski. I help people achieve financial independence. So I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Give, advocate, volunteer, Live United. Go to liveunited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
Join Sean Hannity Sundays at 3 p.m. for the Encore Show.
Chinese, the Russians don't fear Joe Biden.
On News Radio 1440.
You know, I noticed some people didn't like my idea of where I called them maybe one day a week, 1 hour a week, rather than they call here. I think it's a pretty good idea, actually. All you got to do is text me your number and tell me what you want to talk about, and we'll, that's like I thought that's a pretty good idea. Some people didn't like it. Let's talk about something seriously right now, though. One of the things one of the privileges as a juvenile that you get you are shielded from having your name, your age, and all that stuff broadcast all over the newspapers because you are supposedly a juvenile. I don't know if you guys remember this. A couple of weeks ago, there were a young man named a 14-year-old who shot and killed 2 women. Vincent Oliver Jr., if he's found guilty, would be free to get out of jail no later than his 21st birthday. It convicted of shooting 21-year-old Jasmine Bean and 20-year-old Jalexia Wells almost simultaneously. Vincent Oliver would be free no later than his 21st birthday if convicted. So he is among the youngest murder suspects in the state's history, but his punishment may not last long. So I believe that law should be amended. I believe, and I hope when we go in the legislature, somebody will think of something about this. If you're old enough to take a life, without mercy, without in a callous and calculated way. I think the juvenile shield should be off limits. Okay, if you stole a candy bar, something like that, I'm with you. Okay, let's not crucify a child for stealing the candy bar. Okay, let's not give them a big old record for stealing the candy bar. But when it comes to life, when it comes to taking someone's life, I believe, unfortunately, I believe that you ought to get the same thing. We need to stop, because these kids, because chances are, if he got away with it one time at 14, chances are what's stopping him at 24 from doing the same thing again? So what say you? I think it's time we stop shielding these people. I think the age should be lowered to 12 if we do. 12. At 12 years old, I'm willing to admit maybe you just not very smart. But at 14, I think 12, I think it's time to stop shielding kids for this. If you do grown-up things, you have to take grown-up consequences. Taking a life is the most serious thing that any human being can do. And I personally, if it's not an accident, I personally don't think you get to play the juvenile card. I don't think you ought to be able to get to say, well, I was young. I don't think so. 12 years old, I think, when did Jesus decide to go to, I think it was 12 years old, he decided to go out and do his father's work. I think at 12 years old, you give him a break, but anything under 12, I'm sorry, you are now, if you're going to do grown-up things, you need to have grown-up consequences. Okay, he is among the youngest murder suspects in the history of the state, but his punishment will probably only last till he's 21, and he's 14 now. Okay, he is suspected of shooting 2, not 1, but 2 women last month, and he will be released from prison in only a few years unless a judge moves his case to another court. 14-year-old Vincent Oliver Jr. will be freed no later than his 21st birthday. Per police, he gunned down 21-year-old Jasmine Bean and 20-year-old Alexis Wells almost simultaneously. Because of his age, Oliver is charged in juvenile court and his case shielded from public view, but that could change. Alabama law allows the transfer of cases involving suspects 14 and older to adult court, providing a prosecuting attorney requests the move and a judge approves it after reviewing the pretrial report. Really, seriously, I think, and it's not like the case of the, what's the guy's name that was in, that's not like the case over here in Millbrook, where, what's his name? What's his name? Smith, Lakeith Smith, I think, where, yes, he was there, but he didn't directly shoot and kill anybody. The police did, and they put him in jail for 65 years because he was there. Okay, he didn't murder anybody. The police did. I think that law needs to be somewhat, somewhat rearranged somehow. I mean, if I didn't directly do it, because sometimes you're in the car with people, you don't know where they're going. You just don't know. But that's not the same as taking a gun and killing 2 people. I mean, that's not the same. He was trying. Matter of fact, he was trying to get away. Nobody ever said he shot at the police or anything like that. So to get 65 years for that, but again, and my only concern here is when juveniles take lives. When they directly are involved in the expungement of a life, they need to be treated like an adult. Okay, maybe certain conditions, certain waivers or something, but no. This, and wait a minute, we're not talking about just one person. We're talking this 14-year-old get shot too. So what would make a 14? Well, I would tell you one of the things that makes that way: no discipline. No discipline at all at home. No discipline in school. No discipline anywhere except now he's getting some discipline in jail. So I don't know. I don't know. What say you? I just think that we lend ourselves on some we go way overboard with the Lakeith Smith thing. Yeah, he was there. There were juveniles involved in doing things they shouldn't have been doing. Okay, breaking into people's houses. I'm with you. But the police shot one of the kids, and they're gonna charge the guy. They're gonna charge this guy with murder. I mean, come on. He didn't do it. He was running like everybody else was. Okay, juveniles do crazy things. They always have. They always will. I was one of them too. And the truth be told, a lot of us have been one of those too. So I don't know. What say you? I mean, does anybody have to disagree with me that a 14-year-old that kills two people on purpose, without malice or forethought, should be tried? We should lower the age of juvenile thing to 12 years old. At 12 years old, we give you special consideration. But anything above 12, I'm sorry. You once you hit the teen years, you know what's going on. You know what's going on, and we need to put it to you. I mean, yeah, I'm sorry. You're never going to bring these people's lives back. Okay. Also, a juvenile case, Ralph Perez Colvin was released before he turned 21 last year after serving time for a 2016 shooting of Dothan resident William Fatso Hawkins. Acquaintance said the first-hand knowledge confirmed the information that after police arrested Coleman in May on an adult rape charge. His trial on that allegation is pending. So it just seemed like to me, no, you do grown-up crime, you get grown-up time, okay? And again, our condolences go out to the family who lost that person, that 27-year-old, to those kids. And that I'm still trying to figure out how you get injected in a jet engine. I mean, I know it can happen. Matter of fact, whoever made that, was it a Boeing? They said that it's not the first time it happened. Probably won't be the last time, but it seems like to me they ought to be able to put something on that engine to stop a human being from being able to be sucked up in that thing. That's what it seems like to me. I don't know if that inhibits the flow of air or something like that. It goes, but it seemed like to me, since this was not the first time, that they could have taken some precautions to make sure that didn't happen again. I mean, that is, it's almost unbelievable, but it did happen. There are a lot of people right now who know that it happened. So I don't know. There's just some of the things that have happened in the last couple of weeks that mystify me, and other people also. So I'm just thinking maybe we should think about doing something a little different. Anyway, 860-1440 is the number. I know it's Friday. I know it's everybody's. Is anybody working today? Are we all waiting till the see what the weather's gonna do? I think the weather's okay right now. As a matter of fact, I think it's a little chilly outside. It's in the 40s. Going to be in the 40s all day long, according to or 60. But it's going to feel like a lot colder because the wind's going to be up. But we'll be back after this with any other thing you guys want to talk about.
Your WSFA First Alert Weather Forecast on News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by Discover. We could talk about how complicated other banks make it to redeem credit card rewards. Or we could talk about how with Discover, you can redeem your rewards for cash in any amount at any time. Talk about amazing. Learn more at discover.com/redeem rewards. Terms apply.
It's not going to be a pleasant day, but at least it's much quieter than yesterday. It's going to be an overcast day, clouds, windy, and cold. Temperatures will stay in the 40s all day long, feeling like the 30s. There could even be a few sprinkles. For tonight, clouds will still be around. We're down into the upper 20s and low 30s. Tomorrow, we're up in the upper 40s. Sunshine returns. Sunshine again Sunday in the upper 50s. That's your first forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. Still got trouble on North Boulevard. They're at the top of the ramp from 65 North to the North Boulevard. So be prepared to slow down through that area. Traffic's moving through that area, but they're clearing up a wreck. You see something else giving you trouble, safely contact us. We'll pass the info along. We appreciate everybody's help. The truckloads of new Toyotas are arriving daily at Reinhardt Toyota. There's never been a better time to get the Toyota you've always wanted. Reinhardt Toyota on the East Boulevard. Buckle up, it's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major Delay.
Why are you driving around town on those old ball tires? Do you like living dangerously? Say no to old, bald, and dangerous. For all your tire needs, Chico's Auto Pros, 239-95.
You wash your hands, you brush your teeth, but what about the nose? How do you clean your nose? With Navage. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out allergens, mucus, and germs. And it's why cleaning your nose, the body's air filter, is the next evolution in daily personal hygiene. People try Navage for lots of reasons. Sinusitis, colds, allergies, snoring, things that make it hard to breathe through your nose. But over time, they find that cleaning their nose makes them feel better, a lot better. Over 3 million Navage users have written more than 100,000 reviews, averaging 4.7 stars, saying, best product I've ever used, and amazing, I love my Navage. Navage helps you breathe better, sleep deeper, and snore less, but the biggest payoff is improved health. Navage is good personal hygiene and can help you stay healthy. At Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Hi, this is Tom Latham with Penny Earning Concrete Technologies. For years, you've heard me talking about our concrete projects, from stamped and patterned concrete to foundations for commercial manufacturing, driveways to commercial parking lots, even heavily invested in polished concrete for durable and inexpensive long-term service. What you may not know is we have equipment for clearing lots for construction, clearing and ridding land of scrub and underbrush. We cut roads, clear fence lines, clear pond dams, and pretty much any application where land is overgrown. We have mulchers that can grind underbrush into shreds and return it to nature for compost. Our equipment is minimally invasive, not disturbing enough turning your property where additional grading might be necessary. To clean or clear your property, call Penny Earned at 334-284-9292 and let us transform your overgrown property into a manageable and productive one. Check us out on Facebook at Transformers or call 334-284-9292.
This is Mike Costanza with Chappie's Deli and Jeff Branco with Chappie's Deli. Mike, let's talk soup, our homemade chicken and rice soup.
Miss Dolly's recipe, it's so good anytime, but especially when the weather changes.
People come and buy it by the quart when it's cold outside.
And chicken and rice soup comboed with a sandwich can't be beat.
And it has magical healing properties.
Whoa, Jeff, you can't say that on the radio.
But Gramps, when we were sick, my Nina would make a batch, and we were fine in no time. Shoot, it will cure anything.
Jeff, you can't say that either.
How about it almost works like magic and almost cures anything?
Jeff.
But it worked. Every time she made it, it worked. I promise.
Come to any Chappie's Deli location and get Miss Dolly's homemade chicken and rice soup.
It's a magic elixir.
Get your magic elixir, aka Miss Dolly's homemade chicken and rice soup at Chappie's Deli, Perry Hill, Prattville, Peppertree, Baptist South Tower, and Auburn.
He's smart, witty, and fast on the draw. It's Mark Levin this afternoon at 5 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
And as you can see right now, the city is being controlled by lots of oppressive white snow. People to advance. And we don't hear much news about that. No, we do not. Thank you very much, Brother Darren.
Let's be honest, black ice is the real menace. Last night, I was in a perfectly safe neighborhood walking away from an ATM machine when black ice just snuck up on me and practically robbed me of my balance.
Ouch.
The That ain't a real. That can't be a real.
No, it's not. It's comedy.
Oh, okay.
Yes, Key and Peele.
All righty then. Good morning, everyone. Hope this day finds you well. Hope it finds everybody doing okay. I was looking at some interesting news there for a second. 7:48 in the morning. Got a lot of things to talk about. It seems that the city council can't make up their mind, also in the city of Montgomery, what to do with the ARPA money. The only thing we've seen be able to the only thing that we have been consistent on when it comes to the ARPA money, the American Rescue Plan, all that stuff, is paying Levitate $42,000 a month. I mean, we there's no ambiguity about that part, because they paying them. But everything else we got to argue about. Okay, I'm with you. Okay. Now somebody said we already got some money designated, but to the mental health people and to the sheriff department, stuff like that. I don't know if that really helps the general public, but okay. But the only one getting paid big time out of this thing without a whimper is Levitate. So I don't know what's up with that, but evidently they know what's going on. Good morning. Yes. Fine. Mm-hmm. 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 Mm. Now these plastic bottles, these plastic bottles, we have got to figure out a way to do something with these things. But where do you take them? But who's going to take plastic bottles? It's not a bad suggestion, but yeah. But who pays for them? Does anybody pay for plastic? I mean, again, is it what money? Right, cans I know, but plastic bottles I don't know who. Nobody takes those. Mm. But we certainly do need to get them up. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. No, no, no. Okay. All right. Hey, I, I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good idea. Yeah. Mm. Well, he certainly did that. Well, that's true. That's true. Mm. Mm. It is an interesting preacher. As a matter of fact, I think we can. Yeah. That is that's I mean I would imagine we can put something like that to pay people to bring them to the city. But the problem is if the city there is and somebody just sent me a thing that you cannot recycle plastic economically. But it would seem to me that then that we got all these engineers, right? Yeah. Well, I think we should. I think the city should probably at this point get rid of the Office of Violence, whatever it is, hell it is, and use that money for $250,000 and put that in the thing for people to bring their plastic bottles in bags to some place. And but what do we do with them? That's my. What do we do with them? What's that? Mm. And then we fill it. All right, appreciate it. Not a bad idea. What is plastic made out of? I know it's made out of a little bit of petroleum and other things, but all of those things have. Horace keeps calling me, talking about he's an engineer. Hey, come up with something. Come up with something to do with plastic, brother, and you'll be a millionaire by the time a billionaire pretty soon. Come up with something to do with plastic. I know you said you design all the cars, but come up with something to deal with plastic, and I guarantee you, whoever comes up with that, hey, maybe I'll work on that. Yeah, I got to see what it's made out of first. How do you break it down? Why can't you recycle plastic economically? Is it because the things that are in it? But I do know one thing: America ships this stuff overseas, and if you go to Haiti, who's already catching hell over there, where they got rivers of plastic bottles, rivers full. And so, what do we do about this? I mean, we've got to do something about this plastic. I got dolphins, I got fish, and I'm not an environmental wacko, but I noticed that the dolphins and the fishes in the sea. I mean, we have got to do something about. I don't believe in global warming, but I do believe that all this plastic in our waterways and in our systems at some point would have a devastating effect on our lives, not just our ecology, but on our lives too. And I was all right. We need to come up with a plan for plastic in Montgomery. Okay, is it possible to make a homeless shelter out of plastic? I don't know, but if we could, that'd be something to think about. Anyway, I don't know. I know plastic once it gets hard, you can build almost anything out of it. Then again, a little fire is going anyway. I don't know. I don't know what to do about that. But we certainly need. But you know what? That is not a bad idea because 50/50 was notorious and known for picking up plastic bottles. Come on, you quickly. Yeah. But we can send men to the moon. I got to go. We can send men to the moon, but we ought to be able to do something with this plasma. We ought to be able to do something. Maybe that's our goal. Don't we got rocket scientists up in Huntsville? Let's give it to them. We'll be back.
Alabama counties. The search for survivors and cleanup will continue all over the state today after a massive tornado outbreak on Thursday. There are at least 6 confirmed fatalities in Autauga County, and 12 people were rushed to the hospital. Autauga County schools will be operating today, but only virtually. The search for survivors will continue at 7 o'clock this morning in Dallas County, where the city of Selma took a direct hit. All Selma City schools are closed while they try to figure out a plan for next week. And Selma Mayor James Perkins is asking people to stay in their homes and off the streets as emergency crews continue to clean up. The National Weather Service will be in town to confirm how many tornadoes hit and how strong they were. The Federal Aviation Administration is blaming human error for the computer meltdown Wednesday that grounded air traffic all over the country. Officials say the system failure was caused by some people not following the correct procedure while accessing the Notice to Air Missions database. It led to a 90-minute ground stop and 10,000 flights delayed.
News Radio 1440, WLWI AM, the home of the Dan Bongino Show. Also on 95.1 HD3 FM.
This is CBS News on the Hour, presented by Liberty Mutual.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. The sun's come up over the South, shedding harsh new light on widespread devastation from tornadoes that carved a path of destruction through several states. Correspondent Jim Krasula has our top story.
At least 7 people were killed in Alabama and Georgia as severe storms, including tornadoes, moved across the deep South and Southeast. Historic Selma, Alabama was among the hardest hit areas. Ray Hall.
I could hear my ears popping. You could hear the roll. Glass going everywhere. It was in the roof. Literally being torn off right over our head.
Severe storms also caused some injuries and widespread damage across parts of Tennessee and Kentucky.
New storms are expected to hit rain-battered Northern California today. Elvis' only daughter has died at the age of 54 after going into cardiac arrest. In her final social media post, she opened up about living with grief after her son's suicide.
Lisa Marie Presley was rushed to the hospital after paramedics were called to her home. They administered CPR, but doctors were not able to save her. She was just 9 years old when her father died, old enough to have fond memories.
She was no different than, on stage or off, and that was the beauty of him.
Her mother, Priscilla, announced her daughter's death in a written statement. She called Lisa Marie the most passionate, strong, and loving woman I have ever known. Steve Futterman, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Newly appointed Special Prosecutor Robert Hur will be overseeing the investigation into 2 batches of documents marked classified, found at 2 separate locations linked to President Biden, including at his home in Wilmington, Delaware. CBS's Adriana Diaz.
In just the last 2 months, Attorney General Garland has appointed now 2 special counsels to investigate the handling of sensitive materials by both the sitting president and the former president, Donald Trump, who withheld documents despite repeated requests.
Former President Trump's family business set to be sentenced at court in New York today. It follows a criminal tax fraud conviction for using an off-the-books compensation scheme to pay employees in perks, including cars, rent-free apartments, and cash. Friday the 13th could be a lucky one for some Mega Millions player out there. CBS's Stacey Lynn.
The big question, what will be the lucky numbers tonight? The top 5 most frequently drawn white balls are 14, 17, 31, 10, and 38. But since the last jackpot was won on October 14th, a different set of numbers have been drawn more. Those are 15, 46, 20, 13, and 59. According to the Mega Millions statistics tracking website, though, there are 5 numbers that are overdue to be drawn. 49, 42, 10, 12, 27, and 57. So what does this all mean? Absolutely nothing. Everyone has the same chance of winning.
This is CBS News.
Nobody should have to pay for one-size-fits-all insurance coverage. Liberty Mutual customizes your car and home insurance, so you only pay for what you need. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
If you want to save money and start the year right, Staples has you covered.
I need everything to restock my business. File folders, break room supplies, even business cards.
Staples has you covered with big savings on everything you need for your home or office. And now at Staples, Rewards members get $30 back via Staples store bonus when they spend $100. That's $30 to use toward everything from ink to tech. Save big right now at Staples, the working and learning store. Rewards members only. Store bonus redeemable in-store only. Offer ends 1/21.
As a Walgreens pharmacist, I talk with people all the time about little tips and tricks for filling their Medicare prescriptions, like taking advantage of Walgreens 90-day refills to save them a trip, or using Refill by Scan, which is super easy and right on your phone. And for anybody worried about prescription costs, I say, hey, we got you, with low-cost copays on many medications.
Let's talk about making things easier. Walgreens is here. Fill your way and save at walgreens.com/Medicare. See pharmacists for restrictions and exclusions.
The LAPD chief is adding his voice to growing concerns over a series of police-related deaths in LA.
One case involves a stun gun encounter with Keenan Anderson, a cardiac arrest patient who was related to a Black Lives Matter co-founder. He was captured on graphic body cam video.
They're trying to kill me! They're trying to kill me!
He also said they're trying to George Floyd me, a reference to the notorious Minneapolis police custody death case that led to widespread protests 2.5 years ago. After that encounter, Anderson was transported to a hospital. He died there more than 4 hours later. Tom Foti, CBS News.
The price of a new Tesla is falling. The Wall Street Journal says the company's cutting prices by nearly 20% across its lineup to lure new buyers as demand drops for Elon Musk's EVs and market competition heats up. The price adjustments could also allow some customers to qualify for a $7,500 government tax credit. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
I'll second guest dinners with friends because they can be interrupted by diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or oily stools. It turns out I have EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, which means I'm missing the enzymes needed to digest food. My doctor prescribed Creon, pancrelipase, an oral prescription medication that replaces pancreatic digestive enzymes. Creon treats EPI due to cystic fibrosis, chronic pancreatitis, pancreatectomy, or other conditions.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall. If you're allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon.
Creon is the #1 prescribed EPI treatment. Ask your doctor about Creon for EPI and visit creoninfo.com or call 800-633-9110 to learn more. That's CREONinfo.com.
Jenny King, the king of clean. How do you and your staff get things done? It's teamwork. When a team works together, they can do anything. That's why all of us at Janny King, the king of clean, are excited to team up with you. At Janny King, our team has been working together for over 35 years, cleaning your places for work, education, medical attention, eateries, stadiums, and worship. Let our team help your team. Go to JannyKingCleans.com and trust your clean to the king. That's JannyKingCleans.com. Janny King, the king of clean.
Don't miss Sean Hannity.
Biden incoherently adheres
Live this afternoon at 2 p.m. on News Radio 1440.
Okay, now if I wanted to. Okay. Well, what happened to my sound then? I don't have a clue. Oh, there it goes right there. Oh, there it is. Oh, well, I don't know how I got on plastic, but also we are getting on to the ARPA money again. It seems that we just can't figure out what to do with the money. You know, now they keep telling they got a plan. You know, it's already out. We don't know, but now they're going to have to talk about it again at the next meeting. Okay, but at the same time, Levitate is getting at $42,000 each and every month. I do not understand it. Everybody can read. We all can read. Most of us can read. Now, we may not understand the legalese of the legal profession, but most of us got common sense. I'm just saying, why can't we get some significant? I realize giving the sheriff department and the police department money for those body cameras, that's important. That's important, but it's not that important because we had policing way before we had body cameras. Okay, I mean, we had policing, so it's not that important. I mean, politically it's important, but not really. But anyway, just wondering why that is. And again, I'm still, the mayor had back in December the 20th when they had their city council meeting, I'm wondering, how do you build a building backwards over there over there on Carmichael Road or wherever that place is over there, Calamar? How do you build a center backwards? So, and if you do happen to build it backwards, just change the doors. Make the front the back and the back the front. I don't quite get that one, but we'll figure that out one of these days. Good morning. Who's this? Yes. Mm-hmm. No. Yeah. Yes. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hey everyone, it's Dr. Kevin Elko with this Monday morning cup of.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, first of all, lawyers don't want you to understand the language. They don't want you to. Right. Right. Well, I don't really want to give another radio station free publicity because they certainly don't give me any. But well, and I appreciate it, but we don't. But anyway, I mean, it's only one other talk show on at 9:00, and so everybody knows where he's going to be. Right. Yeah, he's going to be over. Okay. All right. All right. Okay then. Okay, I'm not jealous, so we good. We can handle it. 8:12 in the morning. Again, here's something else. I'm still trying to figure out. Oh, here's one. Now we are a military town. We are a military town. So this is one of those things. Maybe some military guys out there can call up and tell me if they're. I do not agree with the Pentagon telling troops that they don't have to take a shot. I don't agree with that. Now, civilians, I'm with you. Okay, take it if you want to take it. If you don't want to take it, you don't want to take it. But I at what point now are the troops going to start running the military? Okay, now everybody, if you join the military, you know it. Because it's all volunteer now. Okay, it's all volunteer. You don't have to join. I can understand if you were drafted, but you don't have to join the military. Now you can just sit back and let somebody else keep your butt safe. Okay, with the volunteers that we have. But I don't believe they ought to have the right to say, no, I don't want to take that. Because once that starts, then, well, I don't really think I want to go to Iraq or places like that because it's dangerous. Or I don't think I want to go to Russia because it's dangerous. I don't think I want to jump out of that airplane because, I know I'm getting an extra $110 a month, but it's dangerous. Okay, so I'm just thinking, when the animals start running the zoo, we got a problem here. And although I can't stand the commander in chief that's in there now, but he is the commander in chief, and they can decide what they want to do. But I don't think that we need to allow our soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines to determine what they will and what they won't take. That is setting a bad precedent for future military. That is not a good thing to do. So now, how many of you guys out there agree or disagree with me? If you've served the United States military or armed forces of the United States, do you believe that they ought to be able to not take the shot, not take anything? And then where does it go after that? Where does it go after? I'm not going to take the COVID shot. Where does it go then? Again, if you don't want to take the COVID shot and in your military, don't join. Or if you decide not to take it, then you get put out. We'll send you home. No more checks. No more free this. No more that. No more free room and board. You go home and make a living. Okay, but I don't believe that I think there ought to be some stern consequences if you decide as a soldier, sailor, airman, or Marine that you're not going to do something. I mean, who ever heard of such a thing? Seriously. I mean, this is the United States military. But anyway, I just one of my thoughts that I had this week that I didn't get a chance to get to. Something else I told you the other day too about this whole levitating, about the ARPA money and stuff like that, and the city council. The city council actually has the right to approve or disapprove contracts. Now the problem I can't understand about Montgomery is that what's the limit on a contract that a mayor can sign without the approval of the city council? I would like to know that, and I'm trying to figure out whose idea was it to pay $22,000 a month or $20,000 a month to levitate, because half of that $42,000 comes from the county, and the other half comes from the city of Montgomery. I'm just trying to figure who signed that contract. Okay, maybe for 6 months, but this is robbery. I mean, we're getting robbed. No lawyer. We got lawyers that take on murder cases don't get $42,000. Don't get $42,000 a month. I mean, come on, man. Something wrong. That's just too much money. Anyway, 860-1440 is the number. You want to give us a call? Love talking to you. 8:16 in the morning. We can move on to other things, So the Pentagon ditches COVID vaccine mandate for troops. Bad idea. Let's see what else they'll come up with next. Okay, so they don't think they have to do it. Now, here is something that's going on in America right now that I don't really know how I feel about it. It's interesting, and I really don't know how this is going to work out for our American culture. But it is what it is, and I'll tell you about that in a second. Good morning. Who's this? Yes. Oh, well, what can I say? My mind ain't what it used to be. Oh yeah. And I'm trying to get the feedback on that, and people, I'm getting mixed reviews, but it is something I want to do. I want to take one day, 1 hour a month, and we just call you rather than you have to call us. You got to text me your number, and that way you get on without waiting. So something like that. Now that is an interesting, that's interesting for the old timers, and I don't listen. Paul Feinbaum is the boringest guy I ever heard on the radio. I can't handle him. Yeah, but I think it's a good idea. I think I go back to some of my archives and stuff like that. I think that's good. Good idea, man. Good idea. Yeah. Yeah, cool. I think that's a good idea. All right, Richard, I think I will in honor of those people who've been with us all this time. It is 8:18 in the morning. Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, that's worth some consideration too. I didn't think about people who got to be at work at. Okay, good idea. Good idea. Good idea. I appreciate it. So, yeah, because I'm looking at ways to change the show and improve things around here. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. I think I will. Starting next week. At least 3 days a week, you'll be able to call it starting at 6:30. I think that's a good idea. Here's something that's going to bother me. It's not going to bother me, but it is going to be a conflict of our cultures, and you'll hear what I'm saying after this. 8:20 in the morning, Michigan Muslim majority city council approves animal sacrifice for religious purposes. Now, on top, that sounds kind of rough, right? But I sacrifice a chicken or two every week, so I'm not really mad about the animal sacrifice. But what other cultural differences that happen? A Detroit area city on Tuesday voted to approve allowing residents to sacrifice animals at home for religious purposes. I think that is going to be and once it starts in one city, it starts in other cities. That is going to be interesting. The Hamtramck City Council, whose members are all Muslims, approved the practice 3-2 on Tuesday. The matter was up for a vote in December, but City Council members kept a ban in place. The issue was revisited this month after legal advice and objections from resident Muslims. If somebody wants to do it, they have a right to do their practice. Councilmember Mohammed Hassan said, Muslims often slaughter animals, especially goats or sheep, during the holiday of and I don't want to mess up the name, so it's EIDAL-ADHA, Adha. I don't know how to pronounce it. No sense message. Don't want to pay any disrespect to it. But anyway, or pay someone to do it for them. Meat is shared with families, friends, and the poor. Okay. But you get to kill it at home, I guess. I guess it's no different than killing a pig at home. I don't know. Good morning. Good morning. I'm doing fine. That what now? Yeah. The same thing. Yes. Okay. Now let me ask you a question. But let me ask you a question. I got you. But let me ask you a question. When Gunsmoke comes on for 20. No. But right. But well now. Well, now let me ask you a question though. Okay, let me ask you a question. When Gunsmoke comes on, it's the same opening every day for 27 years. I'm like Gunsmoke and Mission. Well, I watch it all the. I like Gunsmoke all the time, and Bonanza. It's not the same episode, but it's the same open. Because it's but again, when Gunsmoke, yeah. Now they just the other day they just said that I'm telling you, it just can't. The Department of Defense just passed. Well, don't tell me I'm wrong. Tell the newspaper that they're wrong. Pentagon ditches COVID vaccine. Well, they did. Well, we did make it. Yeah. Wait a minute. We had police long before we had body cams. We don't really need them. We don't need them to do police. Well, I understand that because right, and I got that part, but no, that's not my issue. Now let me hear my issue. My issue is that they said they couldn't. They said that the money, the ARPA money, they can't exactly figure out how to spend it, but they did spend it on police cameras and sheriff cameras, but they can't figure. And I didn't say it wasn't. Well, I will tell you this much. The Pentagon formally rescinds COVID-19 vaccine mandate for troops. That's in the paper today. Okay. January the 10th, 2023. No, they're not anymore. Pentagon formally rescinds the vaccine mandate. Right. Well, I don't know how they can be kicked out when this came out. The Pentagon on Tuesday announced it. Okay, all right. Right. Okay. Well, I'm just telling you what the news said. Yeah, right. When Gunsmoke comes on, they repeat the same opening every day. Listen. See you later. Well, it's an opening. It's the same opening every morning because it's the same. Each morning is a different morning. Stop whining. Good morning. Who's this? Yes. All right then. And take one minute. I take a break. Good morning. Who's this? Fine. How are you? Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, none. Okay, I appreciate that. See. Okay, listen. Did I have to say anything? Oh no, not a thing. Okay, I'm just saying. So let us take a break. Okay, let us take a break, and we'll come back. It's 8:28 in the morning. Okay. If for you guys that don't know exactly what they got, that not this last call, but the caller before him was talking about, I do the same spiel every morning. Our daily bread, Same spiel every morning because that's how we open the show. Now, if I get 10 different people calling and say don't do it, I'm always going to keep our daily bread. But I may cancel the rest. I'm trying to change things up anyway. But I just thought that's a good way to get the show started. But I could be wrong. I could be wrong. But so 10 people say, okay, we don't want you to do all that. Okay, I'm good. I won't. Well, that means you have to be up listening. Okay, all right. Let me cogitate on that. All right. Let me reminisce. We'll be back. I knew they dropped it. That's what it says.
Also an accident northbound on
They dropped the COVID mandate.
Bell Road. Be prepared for that. Also, we got an accident on 85 northbound just before Shorter. Traffic backed up to Waugh. No money down and your good credit will get you anything on the lot at Reinhardt Used Car Supercenter. Toyotas, Ford, Chevys, they're all waiting for you at Reinhardt Used Car Supercenter on the East Boulevard. Buckle up. It's the law. For Montgomery Skywatch Traffic, this is Major Delay.
Call the tire experts at Chico's Auto Pros, where you'll get the price match guarantee and free extras like roadside assistance, local towing, and free balance and rotation. Chico's Auto Pros.
Your morning espresso starts right here. It's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
All of these questions need to be answered because it's not normal. And when you're in a position of power, you then have to ask, have they been bought and paid for? Is this influence peddling? Is this pay to play? It never made sense. Everybody was so outraged about the quid and the pro and the quo, but you had Joe on tape bragging about his quid pro quo, that you're not getting $1 billion taxpayer dollars unless you fire a Ukrainian prosecutor. Stop and pause and think. Why would any vice president ever demand such a thing, and you only have 6 hours to do it, and then brag about son of a bee, they did it? And then the prosecutor turns out was investigating his son.
The Sean Hannity Show from coast to coast later today.
Tragically, last year had a record number of school shooting victims. Now, in active shooter incidents, schools go on lockdown, and locked doors impede law enforcement's access. Now, with Knox, both school officials and law enforcement have access to key cards, keys, floor plans, and getting them into those locked doors. Get Knox. Just go to schoolentry.com. That's their website, schoolentry, one word.com. Schoolentry.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. MediShare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. Very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Hey, good morning. You're headed to the airport, right?
Yep, thanks for checking. I like the car. How long have you been a rideshare driver?
About 3 years now. I really enjoy it.
Isn't it hard to make money these days with the price of gas being so high?
Not for me. I use Upside, the free app that gives you cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get real money back when you get gas with the Upside app?
Yep, I get real cash back every time I get gas.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make around $200 to $300.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn real cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code WIN for an extra 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank account, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code WIN for a 25 cents a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code WIN.
Good morning, Alabama. How'd you sleep last night?
You can buy a mattress anywhere, but at Wolf Boys Bedding, we want to make sure you get a good night's sleep. We'll take the time to show you how a mattress is made and what supports you and gives you comfort. Then let you make the decision on what's best for you. Whether you need an inexpensive mattress or a great night's sleep, we have you covered. Shop around
Don't count sheep, get a great night's sleep from Wolf Boys Bedding next to American Oak Floor. Hey folks, this is Jody.
Ain't Cozy from the Rustic Outlet at American Oak.
Our new warehouse is getting closer to being ready. This means we have inventory that has to go.
We would rather discount it and sell it than move it.
Many items have an additional 25% off already low outlet prices.
Tables, chairs, benches,
Bar stools,
consoles,
bedroom suites,
occasional tables,
TV consoles,
armoires,
jewelry chests.
additional 25% off.
In stock, ready for immediate pickup or have it delivered.
Telling it like it really is.
That's the fact, yeah!
It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440.
I'd rather live in his world than live without him.
See, it just goes to show you that just because you listen to things on the radio don't make them true. Okay, so I have reinvestigated, revalidated what I already knew, that the military is done away with the mandatory COVID vaccination. Okay, it's done away with. Okay, I'm just telling you. And if it gets to the point that we cannot, if it gets to the point that we cannot fill our military ranks, then we need to bring back the draft. Okay, we need to do that. We need to bring back the draft. Hell, it wouldn't hurt anybody anyway. We had better young men after 2 years of military service back in the day anyway. Anyway, 860-1440 is the number here. Good morning. Who's this? Barbara, I'm doing fine. How you? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right, right. No. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Now is this gonna be like real fish? I mean, like. Okay, so they're gonna put in. I mean, because I don't want that fillet stuff. When I look at a fish, I want to know that it once was a fish. You know, with the head on it, everything on it. Yeah, we had it. Okay, well that's okay because I I love fish. Yeah, yeah. Now, where's this located? Where's this located? Okay, so that's where the pastor what's it? Oh, okay, okay. I've been over there. I just can't remember. I'd never heard of Flatwood until the accident, not the accident, but until the tornado. I mean, I'd never even been over there. But yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I observed it and took some pictures of it when I was out there a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, it's in some things fell on it, trees fell all on it, and stuff like that. Uh, okay, I think it's called the link, the board link, or something like that. Uh, you know, okay. But the number to yeah, but the number to pick up some fish or the order of fish 544-5963. Yeah. Okay. All right, and that money, some of that money goes to helping the people of Flatwood. We know that Selma just came up with a big hit too. Everybody needs help, but they are going to get some help in Selma from the state as well as the federal government because of the damage that has been done. The poor folks in Flatwood won't get anything except what the citizens of Montgomery decide to surrender of their own accord because according to the EMA, that's a state EMA, that they didn't lose enough financial damage in order to qualify, and the governor didn't see fit to give it a designation of a disaster zone. So the folks in Flatwood are certainly more dependent on local folks here than anybody else is, and everybody's catching hell. But what we did learn out of this, though, ladies and gentlemen, we really do need. I know it's tough. We do need insurance on our property. Okay, because poor folks can only give so much. They can only give so much. So what we learned, if you don't have insurance on your property right now, even the minor, if you don't own it, get yourself some renter's insurance. It's not very much a month, and insurance is a thing that if it happens 1 second before you get the insurance, you were not insured. So, somebody, Mr. Stallworth used to say, Chris Stallworth said, it is better to be 2 hours too early than 1 second too late when it comes to insurance. And so we really do need to secure our things. And again, I will tell you, the Pentagon has ditched the COVID mandate. I think it's a bad idea when you let the troops decide how they're going to run things. Okay. And here's again, a Detroit area city on Tuesday voted to approve allowing residents to sacrifice animals at home for religious purposes. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, that's kind of weird. The Hamtramck City Council in Michigan, whose members are all Muslims, approved the practice 3-2. So evidently, two Muslims will say, I don't think I want to go there. But that's what they're going to do. Okay. And okay. Muslims often slaughter animals. I like to put that slaughter thing there. I mean, we slaughter a couple of chickens every day myself. Animals, especially goat or sheep, during holidays, certain holidays, and or have somebody pay it during. And the meat, of course, now that's a good thing. The meat is shared and with the family, friends, and the poor. So that's good. Good morning. Who's this? Wait, hold on a second. Don't go nowhere. Hold on. Don't go nowhere. Oh, did I lose you? Okay. Did I get you back? Mm-hmm. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Mm. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. I give you probably up to 3 minutes. Then I gotta run. Well, I hear you. Hello. Did you go somewhere? All right, well, call me back. Good morning. Okay, well, let me take a break. And some of these folks are doing other things right now. Anyway, so I take a break, and Mr. H can call back. And it is Martin Luther King's birthday celebration on Monday, and I won't be here Monday. So we do need to hear something about that. I'm remiss in not mentioning that. Okay, we'll be back after this.
On News Radio 1440.
Sponsored by AC by Luquire. AC by Luquire is celebrating 40 years of comfort. They've proudly serviced the river region since 1983. Contact them for your heating, cooling, and plumbing needs. Visit acbyluquire.com for a list of services and offers today. That's acbyluquire.com. License number 84417.
It's not going to be a pleasant day, but at least it's much quieter than yesterday. It's going to be an overcast day, clouds, windy, and cold. Temperatures will stay in the 40s all day long, feeling like the 30s. There could even be a few sprinkles. For tonight, clouds will still be around. We're down into the upper 20s and low 30s. Tomorrow, we're up in the upper 40s. Sunshine returns. Sunshine again Sunday in the upper 50s. That's your first alert forecast. I'm meteorologist Tyler Seabury for News Radio 1440.
Montgomery Skywatch traffic brought to you by Brubaker Motors. It's better at Brubaker on News Radio 1440.
Good morning, Montgomery. A couple of things still going on. Working an accident South Boulevard at South Union. Also, Troy Highway northbound at Bell Road and out just past Waugh. We've still got some slowdown due to an accident earlier this morning, just before Shorter on 85 northbound. From a simple patient transport, the life and death situation, Haynes Ambulance is there for you, both on the ground and in the air. Haynes Ambulance, ready at a moment's notice. Buckle up against the law for Montgomery Skywatch traffic. This is major delay.
Why are you driving around town on old bald tires? Do you like living dangerously? Say no to old, bald, and dangerous. For all your tire needs, Chico's Auto Pros, 239-9510.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's Medishare. Maybe you've heard switching to Medishare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month. And that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for Medishare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Medishare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. Very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need, 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE, 855-51-BIBLE.
You wash your hands, you brush your teeth, but what about the nose? How do you clean your nose? With Navage. Navage uses powered suction to pull saline in one nostril, around the back of the nose, and out the other nostril, flushing out allergens, mucus, and germs. And it's why cleaning your nose, the body's air filter, is the next evolution in daily personal hygiene. People try Navage for lots of reasons. Sinusitis, colds, allergies, snoring, things that make it hard to breathe through your nose. But over time, they find that cleaning their nose makes them feel better, a lot better. Over 3 million Navage users have written more than 100,000 reviews, averaging 4.7 stars, saying, best product I've ever used, and amazing, I love my Navage. Navage helps you breathe better, sleep deeper, and snore less, but the biggest payoff is improved health. Navage is good personal hygiene and can help you stay healthy. At Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, Target, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Happy New Year. Eric Cresswell here from Tallahassee Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. And I want to invite you to our Start Something New sales event. Right now, you can save big on remaining stock of Wranglers and Durangos with lots of incentives to choose from. We're taking orders for the 2023 model, so it's a perfect time to order exactly what you want. Just stop in and let us look at your trade. We can run the numbers and I will guarantee your trade value to the car of your dreams arrives. Drive a little, save a lot. TalladasseAutomotive.com. Start Something New sales event January 31st.
Hi, this is Tom Latham with Penny Ernie Concrete Technology. For years, you've heard me talking about our concrete projects, from stamped and patterned concrete to foundations for commercial manufacturing, driveways to commercial parking lots, even heavily invested in polished concrete for durable and inexpensive long-term service. What you may not know is we have equipment for clearing lots for construction, clearing and ridding land of scrub and underbrush. We cut roads, clear fence lines, clear pond dams, and pretty much any application where land is overgrown. We have mulchers that can grind underbrush into shreds and return it to nature for compost. Our equipment is minimally invasive, not disturbing enough turning your property where additional grading might be necessary. To clean or clear your property, call Penny Earned at 334-284-9292 and let us transform your overgrown property into a manageable and productive one. Check us out on Facebook at Transformers or call 334-284-9292.
Telling it like it really is.
That's the fact, Jack.
It's the Dan Bongino Show, weekdays from 11 to 2 on News Radio 1440.
Okay, we're back. I don't know who this is. Mr. Hill, is this you? Okay. Well, go right ahead. You got about five minutes or so. Okay. Listen, you're absolutely right. I mean, seriously, you are absolutely right. And I don't know why I looked up some stuff. I don't know why. Sometimes out of sight, out of mind. But you're absolutely right. You have corrected me this morning. Okay. All right. Appreciate it. And come things, that is the holiday which we celebrate. We work so hard to get it and almost forget about it sometimes when it's on the way. Good morning, on there. Good, good. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. Right. And the post office? Is it going to be at the post office? Oh, okay, okay, okay. And walk down. It's going to go to the Capitol, right? Okay, all right. Appreciate it. 11 o'clock tomorrow at Troy University. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. One more call. Good morning, on there. Pretty good. Yeah, yeah. All right. Hey, appreciate it. And he certainly, Martin Luther King certainly he did his due diligence to try to make sure everybody was treated like everybody else. Let me give some of that speech, if I can get it to play. And on the way out this morning. So let's see if I can get it now. Let me take one more call, then I'll get this. I'm going to go out with this. Good morning, quickly. Hello? All right.
Years later, the life of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacles of segregation and the chains of discrimination. 100 years later, the Negro lives on a lonely island of poverty. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will they be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream. My 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream. I have a dream that one day, down in Alabama, with its vicious racists, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification. One day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers.
Well, I won't be able to do the whole thing, but I believe that part of that dream has come true. Are we where we want to be? No. But are we where we were doing this speech? A long way from it. Anyway, have a good MLK Day.
News Radio 1440.
Good morning, I'm Jeff Davis. Here's what's happening in the news on this Friday. Governor Kay Ivey has declared a state of emergency in 6 Alabama counties. The search for survivors and cleanup will continue all over the state today after a massive tornado outbreak on Thursday. There are at least 6 confirmed fatalities in Autauga County, and 12 people were rushed to the hospital. Autauga County schools will be operating today, but only virtually. The search for survivors will continue at 7 o'clock this morning in Dallas County, where the city of Selma took a direct hit. All Selma City schools are closed while they try to figure out a plan for next week. And Selma Mayor James Perkins is asking people to stay in their homes and off the streets as emergency crews continue.